In a quiet small village, nestled between lush hills and a meandering river, lived a young boy named Hiroshi. His laugh was as bright as the morning sun, and his energy could be felt through the winding streets where he played with his friends. In a place where everyone knew each other, Hiroshi was the heart of his group. They spent their days running through the bamboo groves, catching fish in the river, and sharing tales around the fire at night. For Hiroshi, friendship was the source of his happiness, the lifeblood that coursed through his existence. One day, while helping his father chop wood, Hiroshi discovered a unique talent. His father noticed how effortlessly the boy swung the axe, each strike precise and powerful. "You're a natural," he said, ruffling Hiroshi's hair. The boy beamed with pride and started to practice with the same intensity he devoted to his friendships. As his skills grew, Hiroshi began to attract attention. The villagers watched as he chopped wood faster than any adult, and they marveled at his precision during wood chopping matches. But with success came isolation. His friends, once excited to join him in games, now stood back. Whispers followed him through the village. "He thinks he's better than us," some said. "He's too serious," others muttered. Hiroshi's newfound talent made him different, and different was not always welcomed. As he continued to hone his skills, his friendships faded one by one until he found himself alone. The final blow came during the annual village festival, a time of music, dance, and celebration. His closest friend, Taro, accused him of being arrogant and refused to speak to him. The accusation stung more than any physical blow could. By the end of the night, Hiroshi was standing at the edge of the festival, watching from a distance as his former friends danced and laughed without him. Heartbroken and without a place in his own village, Hiroshi left. He walked for hours, unsure of where he was going, tears mixing with the evening rain. Just outside the village, at the edge of the forest, he stumbled upon a small, humble shrine. It was there he met an old man with a long white beard and eyes that seemed to see through time itself. This was the wise sage, Sensei Kiyoshi. Sensei Kiyoshi saw the sadness in Hiroshi's eyes and invited him to sit. "What troubles you, young one?" he asked, in a voice that was gentle yet carried the weight of wisdom. Hiroshi told him everything, the loss of his friends, the whispers, and how alone he felt. Sensei Kiyoshi listened intently, nodding as if he understood every word. When Hiroshi finished, the sage leaned back and began a story of his own. "Have you heard of Miyamoto Musashi?" he asked. Hiroshi shook his head. Sensei Kiyoshi smiled. Musashi was a wandering swordsman, one of the greatest in Japan's history, but he wasn't always celebrated. He chose to be different, to walk his own path, and that often meant walking alone. Hiroshi listened as Sensei Kiyoshi continued. Musashi's path to greatness was often solitary. Born in a time of constant war, he didn't fit in with the traditional schools of swordsmanship. He learned through experience, often training alone in the forests and mountains, finding his way without relying on a fixed school or teacher. This path of solitude shaped his unique approach to martial arts and strategy, allowing him to become a legend for us today. He chose to step away from the crowd, embracing the quiet and the solitude that became his forge. Think about it, Hiroshi. Musashi wasn't just practicing swordsmanship, he was cultivating his spirit, his mind, and his philosophy. In the silence, he found clarity. In the isolation, he grew stronger. "But Sensei," Hiroshi asked, "how did Musashi handle the loneliness? Didn't he miss having friends or a sense of community?" "Of course," replied Sensei Kiyoshi. "Loneliness is a natural feeling, but Musashi understood that to achieve greatness, sometimes you must sacrifice comfort, the comfort of your friends, and the comfort of what you already know. Solitude became his greatest teacher. It was during those times of silence that he could focus on his craft, free from the distractions and influences of others. He didn't see solitude as a burden, but as an opportunity to explore his own mind and spirit." Sensei Kiyoshi paused, looking into the distance as if he was recalling a distant memory. "Musashi taught us 3 valuable lessons," Sensei Kiyoshi said, as the rain pattered on the shrine's roof. "First, solitude is a gift from the universe. and it is essential for your personal growth. It is a time to listen to your inner voice without the noise of others, to grow and understand yourself without the noise and distractions, and to step away from the dominant streams of thoughts of society. Accept it and embrace it. Acceptance is not passive. It requires discipline and strength. It's a form of discipline that leads to spiritual awakening. Hiroshi nodded, absorbing the sage's words. What else did Musashi learn from his solitude? Second, said Sensei Kiyoshi, Musashi believed in forging his own path. He didn't rely on others to guide him. Instead, he used his solitude to discover new techniques, new ways of thinking. He found strength within himself, encouraging others to do the same. It's about having the courage to walk alone when the crowd is going in a different direction. It is this independence that allowed him to explore new techniques and ideas, ultimately leading him to greatness. And the third lesson? Asked Hiroshi, his curiosity growing. Musashi valued freedom from attachment, Sensei Kiyoshi replied. He practiced mushin, a state of no mind where he let go of attachments, distractions, and personal biases. He was free from emotional entanglements to his friends and family, at least for a period of time. In this state, he achieved clarity and focus, a key to his success. This solitude allowed him to observe the world from a distance, to see what was truly valuable and what was not. He was gifted with a new clarity, which allowed him to focus on his training, his art, and ultimately on his destiny. In solitude, he discovered who he truly was, and that gave him the strength to inspire others. Hiroshi felt a sense of relief as the sage spoke. He realized that his journey into solitude was not a curse, but a gift. It was a chance to discover who he truly was and what he could achieve without relying on others for validation. I think I understand, Sensei, he said softly. Solitude isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. Sensei Kiyoshi smiled. Yes, Hiroshi. Musashi's story is not just about becoming a great swordsman, Sensei Kiyoshi concluded. It's about finding your own way, even if that means walking alone for a while. Solitude can be your greatest teacher, and from it you can inspire others. It's not about being lonely, it's about finding yourself. Use this time to cultivate your talents, to explore your thoughts, and to grow. When you're ready, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable of inspiring others. Hiroshi thanked Sensei Kiyoshi for his wisdom and set off on his journey. He spent the following months in solitude, practicing his skills, meditating, and learning to embrace the silence. He accepted the loneliness and used it to grow, focusing on his inner strength and discovering new techniques with his axe. He found clarity in the quiet and learned to let go of his attachment to friendship, understanding that true connections would come when he was ready. After many months of wandering, Hiroshi stumbled upon a new village. The people there were kind but reserved, wary of outsiders. He kept to himself, practicing his skills in the forest at the edge of the village, his axe ringing against the trees. One day a young boy from the village saw him chopping wood and was amazed by his skill. The boy had been struggling to split wood for his family's firewood, and Hiroshi offered to help. With a few swift strikes, he had a neat pile of logs. The young boy was so impressed that he ran back to the village, telling everyone about Hiroshi's talent. Soon, other villagers came to watch, curious about this stranger with such skill. They asked him to teach them, to show them his technique, and he gladly agreed. Hiroshi found himself surrounded by new friends, not because he sought them, but because he had grown and was ready to share his gifts with others. Hiroshi's journey from loneliness to acceptance and ultimately to community was a testament to the wisdom of Sensei Kiyoshi and Miyamoto Musashi. He understood that solitude was not something to fear, but something to embrace, a necessary step on the path to spiritual awakening and personal growth. And as he stood among his new friends, he knew that he was never truly alone. The journey had taught him that being different was a strength, and that by embracing his unique path, he could inspire others to find their own way. Now, how can you apply this story onto your own life? Consider how you might transform moments of loneliness into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. When you find yourself alone, whether in your professional pursuits, personal development, or creative endeavors, remember that solitude is not a punishment. It's a time to delve into your passions, meditate, plan, or simply be with your thoughts. It is in these quiet spaces that you can discover aspects of yourself that you never knew existed. Musashi's story teaches us that true strength often comes from within, and you can only stop to listen for what strength lies inside of you in solitude. Like Hiroshi, you might find that embracing these moments allows you to explore your unique path without the pressure to conform or seek approval from others. Solitude is a state where you can build resilience and gain a deeper understanding of yourself, which in turn can guide you through life's battles and decisions. Your current moments of solitude might very well be the foundation for a legacy that is as enduring and impactful as his. Let the story of Hiroshi inspire you to view solitude not as a barrier, but as a catalyst for growth and remarkable achievements. As you walk your path, perhaps occasionally shadowed by loneliness, remember that these moments are where you build the resilience and strength that will carry you forward. Loneliness isn't a sign of being lost, but it is a testament to your commitment to achieving extraordinary things. Go forth with the courage and determination of Miyamoto Musashi, knowing that you are not just walking towards success, you are crafting a legacy of strength, wisdom, and perseverance.